Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Eternal Strands. So today's episode, we're going to go back to our main story quest line, the Lost City, and see what's going on here. Which is Upper Devion. Collecting intel reveal stuff. It looks like there's 29 intels here and 3 gates. Let's head over here. So we got Riverside, Atrium of Champions, Scholars Walk, quite a few things. Now, if you didn't watch the bonus episode prior, I do have a helmet on. I just set that to invisible so you can see the character model's beautiful face. Well, that's not good. This might be quite a long episode.
Incredible. I've traveled all over, but I've never seen a city quite like this.
Dynevron. The Enclave's capital city. The architecture was built to accommodate the Enclave's largest Arkons.
Oh, good. I thought I'd shrunk using the loom gate.
The city looks as though it's been completely abandoned.
Let's break down the search. Who's got ideas?
Government and archives will establish a history. The closest government buildings can be found in the steppes. You're clearly in Upper Dynevron, so according to our map, it shouldn't be far.
People need supplies. Supplies are in markets. And the markets in Lower Dynevron.
And there's the Bastion on the edge of the city. The military would be involved in any disaster response, and the surge certainly counts. 3 good leads. Bryn, it's your call.
So we got to investigate the various leads proposed by the band, complete sabotage, complete supply run, and complete asylum. So it looks like we actually have a 3-part quest here. So we'll just go down. We'll probably do all 3 of these, probably, depending on how long each of them takes. So let's see what we have that's close to us right now. So we got search Envoy's Landing, search Signs of Survivors in the Steppes of Upper Devion, and the Stronghold, Military Stronghold. So that doesn't really tell me anything, so we're just going to go with supply run first and work our way from there. Artificial Waterway Collectible. A testament to enduring Enclave encampments, no natural brook starts this high up in a mountain. Ooh, that was a huge parry, apparently. put you on ice for a little bit. Still not much doing much damage here. Looks like eventually I should be able to take their shields away. That was slightly annoying, but we dealt with that. So we got a collectible, Frost Sword and Shield. Nice. We got a new weapon collectible. Good tier 3 materials too.
Watch the tangles coming out of that chasm. The surge hit this place hard.
And look, more coral.
Must have been growing below ground.
Would explain why there's so much damage here from the surge.
We'll deal with
Ark
you
of the
later,
living
sir.
flame. Lightly armored compared to the others, but expect things to get hot.
I do have fire resistance, but yeah, we'll save him for a bit later. What was that? Ooh, that was a heavy hit.
Maximilian Eden, founder of the Enclave. Judging by the size of this statue, he certainly wasn't shy about his accomplishments.
Just a bigger version of the one that we had before. All right. This is a much older version. He has a beard in this one.
That art should lead you to the lower city.
Oh, we're going to a completely different map. Okay. But doesn't he look fun? I don't suppose that's gonna tell me. When we go back there, I'll actually let's just go do that right now, so you guys can see where the lower city entrance is. So we'll just head back. I do a quick loading screen. It'll tiny bit annoyance, but just in case you guys are looking for the exact location, so you don't have to keep on hitting your map button. So it's like all the way to Invoice Landing, straight to the right side is how you get to the lower city for your supply run quest. Look for signs of the Hearthrider and Lower Dynevron. And I still gotta watch out for the big man.
A body. Ahead. Outfit looks like our spying friends.
So, it's a uniform.
Where is his body? Before that, we're gonna activate the loom.
There's a note in his pouch. New drop. Market loom gate, it says. But wait. Under his mask, he's scorched. Aurea, this looks like the wound on your wing. Only it's everywhere.
But there's no tangle there.
No, it's clear.
Concerning.
I think we should look into that drop his note mentioned.
Especially if it's near a loom gate.
There's a small compartment here, hidden in the statue, already open and empty.
Interesting. Looks like we're heading out to find a different loom gate, though. I wonder if going through the Fashal thing unloaded that.
I often heard that as you entered the perch, the bustle of Dynevron would begin to crescendo until it peaked in the market.
There's a collectible over here. Wooden toy frost shell. Its legs articulated just like the real one, is missing out though. We got some purple materials. Heck yeah. Hopefully I don't run into that gravity dragon. Or I'm wondering if loading that area got rid of him.
The Tattered Mantle. I've heard so many stories of this tavern. Always rowdy.
Come on, attack me so I can get the counter. Frosting him must make him brittle. So they definitely do a lot more damage when he gets frosted. Unless that's just me doing a lot of damage to the ice. Which that might be the case. Alright, nice. We got him there. Still quite a few targets to fight. Oh, and that gravity thing is nearby. Yeah, there he is. Oh, there's a collectible down there. Flame sword and shield. I was trying to think of what else I got, and I know I got a bow. Letter of complaint. Strongly worried regarding the shipment of copper. Looks like this might be a good place to like farm metals. But yeah, we're probably gonna, since this is taking me so long to even get to this point, we'll probably separate each of those paths into different episodes.
A sledgeworm can throw things over 3 times its size.
These streets running in parallel are known as the Three Sisters, but many weavers hosteled here.
I don't want to fight you, sir. Ooh, trapper wraps. Got a piece of armor. Oh, we got another collectible over here, apparently. Cooper's tools. Trade is anything perishable benefits from delay the rod as long as possible. So it looks like we're heading towards Devon's market for this quest line. It might be actually wiser unless you're, you know, farmed up some stuff to fight things, to just travel across the rooftops from what I've been experiencing so far. That seems a good way to find pretty decent collectibles up here. On flow, a weather textbook. Oh, there's our quest item.
Broker's Arch, the market loom gate.
Alright, let's see if we get attacked here. This is a cutscene. Also, can this loom gate work, or...? Not at my current strength, it doesn't. Doesn't look like I can damage this pillar either. So this is going to be something we're going to have to come back for. We're probably going to have to defeat that gravity guy to be able to lift that.
Same spot as the last statue.
A circle 3 and...
Struck a vein, as my dad used to say.
bunch of words.
Wait, I was half listening. Are you hurt?
Metaphor. Her dad was a miner.
We've got a tally sheet of some sort. Series of numbers below. And a bunch of garbled text below that. I have no idea what I'm looking at.
I might.
Sol Kasim. So I'm guessing this is going to be an arch thing as well. Let's actually let's head north here, see if we can get an arc up here, and then we'll head back to base if we can't find one up here. So I'm guessing I definitely need to increase my gravity to be able to, you know, move that giant pillar.
Before the surge, the Dynevron market was famous across the Maida. Caravans left the Enclave with enchanted treasures.
Oh, he's gonna burn to death. Oh, he dropped a purple. And I just drew in more enemies. Wonderful. Damn it. You guys stay over there while I try to, you know, get some medicine to pop. Oh, damn it, I'm gonna die. I just came here to see if there was another arc. Apparently that was just my biggest mistake ever. Okay, let's go. I need to find some form of healing. I could swear the Loom Shard teleports me back to camp. I think it does. Yeah, it does. So you just have to equip the consumable for the Loom Shard. Okay. I was kind of curious about that.
What's the matter?
I knew we should have been trying to find a way out of here. Now it's too late.
Shh, Sev. We'll figure this out.
While you were out, I found a note. A warning, actually.
We suspect our Hearthsider friend snuck back into the camp.
The letter cautions us that a phenomenon referred to as the Flood is hot on our heels. The Flood is essentially a torrential wave of deadly raw magic that will completely overtake the outskirts and Dynevron. Apparently this is a cyclical disaster preceded by extreme weather. Anyone caught in it will die, meaning us.
The tangle-scorched body you found must have been killed by it.
Hence, we're taking the warning seriously.
This is bad. Tell them we need to find safety. This is great. Tell the band there's a right side. So it doesn't change anything. Remind the band our goal still stands. We need to find safety.
I'm not going to lie. That sounds pretty bad.
Shouldn't we try to leave the way we came?
Arcs are complex works of enchantment and craftsmanship. Even without a ticking clock, it would be difficult to fix the one that brought us with what little we know about them.
I think the only way out of this is through. And the fact that someone in the Enclave was able to warn us about this at all suggests there is a way through.
If this flood is cyclical, it means the Hearthsiders are surviving it somehow. Maybe they have a safe haven on high ground, or enchantments of some kind. All this means is we need to track down the Hearthsiders now more than ever. As though
our lives depend on it.
Yeah, that.
Oh, we can upgrade our stations to level 3 now.
Simply magnificent.
Let's go talk to Kasim. Kasim's actually down here about the list of supplies. We're on day 6 of the morning. Supply run.
A dead body and a hidden cache of materials. It sounds like the start of a Skuld's tale.
All we need is a saber conveniently placed on the mantle and we're set.
More seriously, you said you had an idea about that sheet?
Before signing on with Aurea, I worked the relief ships between my home and Udea. A Don Brenning initiative, mind you. Our neighbors across the bay love to claim otherwise. The dockers always wanted big loads for the cranes. But certain things, like, say, herbs, you'd only ship in small quantities. Over the years, the convoys developed a system where you'd have runners and haulers. Runners would make quick trips and bring small goods to a drop. Haulers would pack the cargo together and make longer hauls to the docks.
You think we're looking at a similar system, then?
Absolutely, I do. It's the sheet you found. That's a requisition for a runner if I've ever seen one. And note how it says Scout Group 23 here. That's a lot of groups.
Which means my mysterious observer is part of a large organization.
And an active one.
It's so specific. It gently tease her a little. Does the list itself tell her anything, I wonder? Dig into it.
Do the items they're asking for seem important?
No, I don't think so. Lane thinks the garble at the bottom might be, but not the order itself. They're prioritizing fabricated items over raw goods.
What would that indicate?
At a guess, our Hearthsiders have lost, or were expecting to lose, production capacity and wanted backup parts.
She seems certain about this method. Ask how she knows.
How can you be sure the Enclave folks would use similar methods to yours?
It's centuries old, and you don't fix what wasn't broken, especially in a crisis. And from the state of the capital, they were definitely in crisis.
I want to know more about that sheet. Ask for
When
details.
you say requisition,
Think of it like an order. Bread, cheese, carrots. But left at the drop for the runner to prioritize before the next gather. It takes forethought. There's necessary lag between the order going out and being filled. But any logistician worth their salt can see a few months ahead and plan accordingly.
This is so specific. I gently tease her a little.
Kaz, I have to ask. How does it feel having this specific piece of information at hand right when we need it?
Why?
Because if we suddenly needed to know about Calmhaven or export quotas, I would feel pretty special.
How is that a thing you know exactly?
Dad was a miner. A really good one.
Promise you won't tell the others?
I can manage that.
Then yes. Yes, it feels amazing.
She must have something in mind. Move on to next steps.
What do we do with this information then?
At the bottom of the sheet, there's that series of numbers and letters. Those would represent drop points. I did some digging with Lane, and they're referring to coordinates on a map of the Enclave that was made just before the surge. L7 is part of the capital, see? That's where you found this drop. So, I'm inferring that these other marked coordinates are just as likely to have drops.
I'll check them then.
If nothing else, we could find materials for our own stocks. But I'm hoping there's more.
Maybe where our Hearthsiders are hiding.
Also, Lane was looking over the orders and wanted to talk to you about the writing along the bottom.
More drops, and talk to Lane. Got it.
Alright, so... wow, the
fast.
supply run is going
Should've
even
been
more.
faster.
Search for 2 more
good,
supply
Kaz?
drops in Hallowpyre Rise and Upper Deviant,
Yeah,
and the
I'm fine.
keep in the
I'm
Bastion.
fine.
So yeah, this quest is actually going to go pretty long, so we're going to have these separated up. So let's head out right now. So we need to Hallowpyre Rise and Upper Davion. Where is Hallowpyre Rise? Oh, that's in the center, so yeah, this is definitely a good area to start with.
All this light stone is reflecting the heat.
It would be so much worse if it were absorbing it.
Careful using flame here. Anything flammable will ignite and spread far too easily.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, so we need to head down to the bottom right side. I wonder if I didn't have such high heat-resistant armor, if this would actually be a problem. Just even being here. You gotta block when they shine. You get your parry off. And sometimes that doesn't work on these super guys, though. In the water, sir. That might not be such a great idea for you. Make sure I have enough healing vials on hand, because that was a big problem last time. I was running out of healing vials after fighting so much. But I definitely need to upgrade my stuff if I'm going to be here, apparently. Or that was just an elite version, since you just dropped 4 blue items. Make you rolling. I was using the wrong ability, and fire is already spreading through here like wildfire. Nope. I can't believe I made that. Can they make that? No, they cannot. Faint thrum. In a moment of tranquility in the garden, one can feel the distant pulse underfoot. So we need to start heading that way to get to the rise. Or I might actually just have to climb buildings from what I'm seeing here. I definitely need to work on making better weapons, though. Or this guy is just another elite. Yeah, more blues. Yeah, he was another elite. You know, it told me not to spread fire, but, you know, I'm not the one spreading all the fire. Everyone else is. Yeah, I said it'd be better just to climb on the rooftops, and I'm going back on that statement of it's better just to climb on the rooftops.
The Hallowpyre rise. Religious beliefs from across the Maida were practiced in the Enclave. But the Church of the Hallowed Pyre values monuments. They regularly erect temples and shrines.
Better spread their influence.
Yeah, after this quest, I'm definitely going to have to
Why
go
else
around
would a
level stuff
religion
up.
invest in property?
This temple has seen better days.
The High Pyre remains intact, though. Built to last.
Looks like our quest is below us, apparently.
Should be a drop somewhere around here.
Or it's just labeling this entire area. So the drop's either going to be in the basement down here or it's going to be in that statue. Oh, it's in the basement down here. We got our Hearthguard Arc Plate. Ooh, nice. Some new chest armor to build. And our supply cache.
Let's see. Supplies. That's good. More orders. Huh.
What's up?
Drops will be assigned to specific teams and tracked individually to deal with recent concerns.
That's boss talk for we're watching you because someone had their hand in a cookie jar.
On my tonics. So now we have the keep in the Bastion, which where then lower city or then upper city? The first can be found in Hallowpyre's Rise in Upper Devlin, and the second somewhere around the keep in the Bastion. The keep in the Bastion. I'm not seeing the Bastion. I wonder if the Bastion's in the lower city, so we're gonna fast travel home and go back to the lower city just in case. So I'm not seeing the Bastion title here anywhere. I don't remember if it's in the lower city or not. It'll be a good idea to like recoup our supplies so we don't lose it, just in case we do die. I haven't died yet, but you know, I've gotten very, very close. No, there's nothing labeled the Bastion there. Let's go back to our quest and see what we got here. The Keep in the Bastion. First can be found on Hallowpyre Rise in Upper Deviant, and the second somewhere around the Keep in the Bastion. No, nothing labeled there. So I guess we'll head back up here and check out these other 3 sites. Well, we got 4 sites, actually. I'll just have to figure out where the Bastion is, because, you know, it's not actually telling me. There's nothing called the Keep. I'm curious where around's about. I'll probably cut B trying to find this just in case it's not even on this map. And then I'll probably bring us back whenever I find something in particular or if I find our objective. Because it's weird it gave me the location of the first one at Hallowpyre Rise, but the second one it wants me to just find apparently. So that's what I'm going to do. And we will be back when I find it or when something interesting happens. So until then. Okay, so we're back and I figured out where I need to go. So the Bastion is actually up here by the steps all the way in the north, if you haven't found that. And this is where our second supply drop point is going. So we're going into a new location, I guess. The little waypoint thing just kept on telling me to go to the first supply drop and would not point this way. So I looked around and I found it. Introduced to a new boss. There's actually quite a few of these guys. They're all kind of uniquely designed. I don't know what kind of power this one has. Ooh, an offensive ice needle. Nice. Another thing I'll have to hunt down.
This must be the Bastion.
A large military was never the Enclave's priority. They did not aspire to conquest. Instead, they focused on defense. Their core interest was protecting not only their civilians, but their cutting-edge innovations.
Get off my map. That's one way I found to deal with people. You lose kind of all the resources they have, but it's easy enough to get rid of them. I'm guessing that boss right there is right next to the Bastion. The keep. Yes, he is. He's all the way on the other end of the map. So I guess let's start heading our way over, guys.
Soldiers could see for leagues from Vigilant Falls, but patrollers would easily spot incoming attacks.
Oh, there's two of you. Wonderful. Let's not deal with you. Only one of you guys is fine enough for me. Oh, okay, never mind. We just did that in the first place if I knew that was going to happen.
Far jump, even for you.
Too bad I don't have wings.
Feathers wouldn't suit your face. Lane, any idea what that pillar is?
I did find a reference to the Trial of Fires, a rite of passage for new Bastion sworn before they could cross over to their new life.
Crossing over? Trial of Fires? Unsubtle. Bryn, what happens if you make it hot?
That'd be a good question if, you know, I had heat powers, but... Let's see what I can work with.
Nice work.
Some parts of the Enclave are sealed until the flames of nearby braziers are lit. Especially heat from any source will ignite them.
Pretty involved.
Nice!
Still.
And if you can hear that, that's my controller vibrating violently on my computer.
Be sure to scour the Bastion.
Okay. That vibrated the entire time that bridge moved. So if you're playing with a controller, use that. If you got a controller put in your PC that's on, that's gonna go like crazy there.
Few sights are as impressive as a Highland ice fall mid-flight on a clear day. The way the sun reflects off its wings. Majestic.
Oh, I guess he's off the map too. Yeah, you guys have fun dealing with fire. After I almost killed myself there. The garrison, we're almost there to the keep.
The keep housed the Enclave's war room. Matters of high security were discussed inside.
Looks like it's behind the building because there's about 7 guys in there and I don't want to actually deal with that right now. Off the side we go.
Somewhere around here.
And off the side you go, buddy.
Another notice. Drops must be completed and all runners to safety before the next predicted flood.
This confirms they have a way to predict the floods, and some way to stay safe.
Let's stay focused on our runners for now.
Alright, and the next
That's
part
all
of
of them.
3 supply drops. Not a lot of answers.
I believe I can help with that.
okay, now time to go back to talk to Lane and see what's going on with the cipher. Oh, I have to hold it the entire time. It's not a toggle. Okay. I was holding it before, but I figured I wouldn't have to this time. But yeah, this is a long quest. If the other 2 are just like this, every single one of those getting its own episode. Yes, sir. So we need to talk to Lane about this, which is over here. The cipher.
You wanted to talk about the supply orders?
Indeed. It's about the gibberish along the bottom. Notice how the writing is in a different hand.
I noticed that. Also, the orders are all written by different people, but the random words are the same handwriting.
We're looking at a cipher. Someone sharing encoded notes.
Assuming they're right, find out what they think it says.
Any initial guesses as to what the cipher says?
Hard to say exactly, but what we know is these orders were for Scout Group 23. So let's assume there is an organized group of Hearthsiders arranging these drops. At a guess, this was an unofficial channel of information passed to those in the field.
Information that would be invaluable to us.
Agreed. Why encode text if it's not significant?
We don't have much to go on. Ask how they're certain it's a code.
You're sure we're dealing with a code and not just doodles?
While possible, it's not likely that someone would scrawl nonsense on the bottom of official orders. Why do so? To practice calligraphy? To refine their writing? Perhaps. But this is decidedly not calligraphy. Ergo, cipher.
Of course, Lane is into this. Ask about their expertise with encryption.
What's your background with ciphers, Lane?
There's something of a hobby for me. Specifically, breaking them.
A fan of knowing secrets?
More a fan of information being shared freely. But also, yes, Udean nobility relies on them heavily, and being privy to the dirty laundry of the nobles is advantageous.
I want to make sure I keep up. Ask for a code primer.
Can you give me a quick rundown on encoding, so I'm sure I'm following?
A favorite topic of mine? Cipher is a blanket term for securing text so that only an intended recipient can read it. They range from reasonably simple swaps of letters to complex changes that require devices or key sheets to solve. But, as notes quickly added to supply orders, the codes we are dealing with were simple by necessity.
We need to break that code. Tell them I'll keep hunting.
Sounds like we have a cipher to break. I'll keep hitting dead drops.
Any code is easier to break with more samples. You can work on it like any other research project. Dom?
Hold on. Wait, one second. The cipher. Recover samples of cipher writing from the supply drops and assemble the runner's cipher codex with Lane. Wait, what? Recover samples of cipher writings from the supply drops, then assemble the runner's cipher codex with Lane. Lane thinks we're looking at a code of some sort and seems reasonably confident we can crack it if they have enough samples. Once I secure the samples, we'll see if their hunch is correct. So far, the cipher text has appeared at the bottom of the requisitions and supply drops, so finding more seems the best place to start. Judging by Lane's enthusiasm, they're probably onto something. Besides Lane, rarely comfortable advanced theories they aren't sure of. So I need to do the Cipher quest to continue the supply run quest. So I need to find more supply drops then, but hold on. Maybe if we go back to Lane, Codex compiling, the runner cipher. Okay, so that's all I had to do. You could have specified that more, game, but I guess not.
Yes, and if the R is with the numbers of false increment that just indicates spaces.
So I'm assuming you just needed both supply drops to do this.
Got it?
Yes, I'll translate all that we have and we can discuss it with Casmin.
Good. Let's hope the information is useful. But we'll have to be careful it's not a trap.
So, supply run, consult with Chasm about decoding the notes. Supply run.
Well, Codebreakers, how are we feeling?
Satisfied. We have enjoyed reasonable success.
That's Lane's way of saying they crushed it.
Notes being passed between a brother and sister, quite candid. And dissatisfied. In particular with their boss, who they refer to as the Grumple.
The Grumple?
A Renlund myth, where ill-behaved children would be gathered up in a sack and tossed into the river to drown at the end of the year.
Bye.
The Grumple, yes. Renlund fables prominently feature drowning as a punishment for children.
So Krampus, just without the whipping or eating of the children.
The myth has fallen out of favor in recent decades, though. Ren society is less forgiving of flights of fancy.
The Grumple. Really?
Really.
Moving swiftly on. What else did the drop say?
Remember that ominous note about tracking individually in specific teams?
From the context provided by our hauler, we now know a significant number of Hearthsiders survived the surge.
But only just surviving. They relied on the runner-hauler teams. But supplies consistently went missing. There is also a sense that the Enclave was getting increasingly dangerous for the scouts.
The floods, of course.
With supplies running thin, the supply teams were falling under suspicion of stealing.
This pair responded with the entirely reasonable, if exhausting, plan of overperforming.
I've done that job, Lane. Sometimes you just need to prove the ass in charge wrong.
Indeed. They collected a cache of rare items they were planning to turn in when they felt its size and value would erase any suspicion.
Do we know if they turned it in?
No, but we know what it was. Or is.
And that's where I come in.
Search for the large cache below the tattered mantle of the lower Dynevron. So this quest is still going on. This is a long series of quest lines. Alright, let's go find this large cache in lower Dynevron. If this quest is this long, I can't imagine how long the other quests are. Unless this is like the main quest for doing this.
The cold sunk right into the stone tape.
This is why we use wattle and daub back home. Insulates properly.
If this keeps happening, you might want to keep a suit of armor for the occasion.
With the right materials, we can keep you snug as a bug in a rug.
Okay. So the tattered mantle. Where Not that far away, actually. I just gotta be wary of the ice crystals. It looks like it slows me down when I get close to them. Oh, we have a collectible over here. Divinity in the breeze. The beloved world greets me with the wind's gentle caress. Yeah, it's definitely slowing me down. Yeah, I couldn't even make that jump, really. Normally I would have been able to make that no problem. So yeah, I'm gonna have to have a summer armor and a winter armor, basically. Okay, apparently that was too high to roll, even though I've rolled from crazier heights than that. What's down below? Is there a safer way? Looks like there might be a safer way to actually get down there. Yeah, it looks like there's a side entrance right there that we'll go for. Alright, and we're in. And I can't climb a ladder. Only walls. These guys are actually invincible. What the hell? Yeah, so I can't actually fight these guys. They're too strong for me, apparently. So they can just go down there for now. And I'll deal with them later. Maybe allowing me to pick up all the enemies wasn't such a great game design choice, but it sure is fun. I do need to make frost armor and heat armor. Trapper's crown. Nice, we got another armor piece.
Wow.
Everything all right?
Yeah. There's just so much. Oh. And a letter. Encoded like the others.
Can't wait to work it out.
Alright, time to return back and continue on with this long quest line. I probably should have saved before this just in case this is like... Just do one of the 3 quests, and then you're done. Or if I need to do actually all 3 of them.
So, the letter. I'm prepared for bad news.
How did you know?
It's safer to err on the side of disaster when dealing with the Enclave. That and the tear stains.
Is that what that was? Yes, well, there's a lot to cover. We have the cache itself and our scrounging siblings.
We should at least give you the high-level details on both. Where do you want to start?
I want to know what's going to be sad. Ask about the siblings.
What did the final note say?
Yes, right. It was a farewell. One sibling disappeared. The runner.
I thought the runner of the pair was the one we found.
So did we. But this last message was a farewell to his sister. Apparently the Grumpole...
Really?
I know. But apparently their boss had been ordered to stop wasting resources on the search.
And so our hauler left this farewell, hoping his sister might find it, on the off chance she was alive.
He was going to remove all their other messages so their plan wouldn't be found out.
We postulate he was on his way to do that, when...
When the flood caught him.
These people, however many are left, they've really been through it.
They might really need our help.
They're still organized and have a command structure, but it sounds dysfunctional.
I know it's not the Grumpole. Ask if we know who's running the Enclave.
I'm not going to say the name, but do we have any sense of who was giving their orders?
The Enclave's leader was called the Eye, a first of firsts, after a fashion. Elected from the masters of each craft, the High Smith, High Enchanter, and so on. Unfortunately, we don't have any details about their direct superior. I will spare you the name.
I want to be sure. Ask if the siblings were innocent.
Did we confirm they weren't actually stealing from the Enclave?
The letter seems genuine. I think their plan was to bring in a big haul.
It says a lot about the Hearthsiders that our siblings thought this would clear any suspicion.
How so?
The cloud of suspicion tells us they were in dire times, tightening the screws on their own people.
But bring in a big load and we trust you. Doesn't that sound a little like a bribe?
So you think our runners were dirty?
No. I think the system's dirty, and they're just stuck working through it.
Seems too late to help the siblings. Ask what else can be done.
Is there anything we could do, do you think?
Sadly, no. But their story will live on in our chronicle.
That's all I need to know about the siblings. Change the subject.
Let's move on to something else.
Of course.
I know more about the cache. That's what they learned.
Talk to me about the supplies.
They did astonishing work. If I weren't sure they're both gone, I'd hire them.
Indeed, a robust collection, including several enchanted objects we barely recognize.
They had a keen eye for things that could decay and took care to preserve them.
You two sound giddy.
If there's one thing Lane and I are passionate about, it's preservation of rare objects.
Wonder if Kazim has itemized things yet. Ask her.
Have you been working your magic, Kasmin?
Obviously. Thank you for bringing everything back so carefully.
Anything of note?
Yes, but let's save that until we've done the other questions.
Mysterious.
I'm curious if this was only cache. Find out.
Were there any hints of more of these?
As far as we can tell, this was it. Their motherlode.
It's impressive one runner could gather this much, frankly.
That's enough about the cache. Move
That's
on.
enough about the cache.
Sure.
Fair enough. Wrap this up with their final thoughts.
So, where do we go from here?
We're not sure. It's something of a dead end. It is a win. We have restocked a number of very rare supplies. Including enchanting supplies we don't have any immediate use for, but they'll be worth keeping.
For study, if nothing else.
I suppose the only other thing to say is, good job, Bryn.
Indeed. We have made progress in unraveling the shape of what the post-Surge society looks like in the Enclave. Further, these documents are invaluable to the historical record.
And maybe you put a couple souls to rest. Not to be sentimental.
Scout the Bastion for clues about the Hearthsiders. So did we complete? All right, we completed that, and we can upgrade our stuff to level 4 apparently. So I will probably start upgrading stuff in between episodes, and then on our next episode we'll just move down the line. So we'll do the sabotage mission next, and I'll probably have some side episodes of defeating some of these bosses and obtaining some of their abilities because they'll just be helpful, and probably making a fire and ice armor set just for the winter event stuff that happens. But anyway, I know this has been a long episode. There's a lot to do here. We've completed a big main quest and a little side quest, so I'm very curious if the other ones are going to be big main quests as well. But that'll be it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please leave a like, subscribe, and until next time, later everybody.